All right, let's talk about the film industry in this city. And boy, there are indications that things are going pretty good, right? Last month, Ryan Reynolds in the city shooting his new film, The Karate Kid, the latest installment in that film series, also took over our city streets. So it seems like Montreal has some indications of being a pretty good hotspot this year for film and TV production. And we found out this week that Mayor Valerie Plante headed to Hollywood in a bid to bring even more film and TV production to the city. She met with Warner Brothers, Netflix, Disney, Amazon, MGM Studios, and more, also meeting with the mayor of Los Angeles. So perhaps things are looking good for film and TV production in the city. Let's find out more. Antonello joins us now, Vice President of Attraction, big production company in this city. Antonello, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me.
So, listen, anecdotally, I can say Ryan Reynolds, Karate Kid, things are great. Your perspective here, how's it going as for Montreal as a film production city?
Oh, actually, it's you. I think you're right. I think things have been picking up quite a bit recently. There's the foreign production that are basically occupying most of the studio for the rest of the year and the fall, which is a very good news for all our companies, our local companies providing services, which is great for the industry, great for the community, great for the spending, great for the the income of the money. We have big stars showing up on our sets, which is always very fun to watch. But I would say in parallel, there's also a lot of production for Quebec, Prodco that are initiating movies, TV shows. So the situation is not that great financially. I mean, budgets are tight. Conditions are also very difficult, but productions are there. There's a demand for content. So yes, I mean, we have to go through this rough patch. And I think next year is looking to be much more, I would say, better looking.
What do you think would have to happen for Montreal to reach yet another level, right? And I think if we want to compare ourselves to Toronto and Vancouver, those two cities also have robust film and TV production, and we've seen various streamers set up production houses. I know Toronto, by the way, Netflix and Paramount Plus have opened up some sound studios in that city. What do you think we could do to reach the next level when it comes to film production?
It's a good question. I would say, it's a boring answer, but I would say the money. When there's a decision to be made, money always talks. Money always comes first. We have very, very good technicians. We have very good sets. We don't have enough sets. We don't have enough studio. We need more studios. We need more square feet. But everything is basically there to go to the next step. We need more investment. And as I said, it's kind of a very lame answer, but better tax credit and obviously more space for people to receive the foreign production.
Okay, so that's I didn't view your answer as quote unquote lame, because I think it's very interesting when we talk about when you say money, what do you mean, right? Because it can mean various things, right? It can mean the private companies throwing down the big bucks, or it can mean those the tax rules and that kind of thing. So. Do we lag? Like, does Quebec lag on that front compared to Ontario and British Columbia, let's say, when it comes to tax credits?
Yeah, I don't think we're lagging that much. I think we're being very competitive. But as soon as we increase our tax credit, the next province will do the same. So it's a pissing contest, and it's for good reasons, because those shootings are very those movie production are very lucrative. So everybody's competing for the same amount of movies. Mm-hmm. If you look at also in the American, in Hollywood, a lot of production are staying in the U.S. because they're also increasing their tax incentives. Everybody's after the same productions. And as soon as we increase them, let's say BC or Alberta will increase them, and it's a matter of supplying the best services as well. It's a complete package. Yes.
When Montreal wins out, let's say you hear, there's a big production and it's down to Montreal and, pick a city, Atlanta or, whatever, Seattle, whatever it is. And you find out Montreal is like one of the two cities being considered for a film. What do you think are the things that lead a company or a studio to pick Montreal when it comes down to finalists? What sets us apart?
I would say again, first, the overall financial package. Second, the trust, the experience, the track record. We've been in this market for quite a while now, but not as long as some other provinces or states. But we're acquiring a very good reputation. We have some very big sets, very big movie production that are coming here, and that sets the tone. If Warner Brother or Universal comes here and shoot a $200 million movie, that sends a signal that Montreal can actually do the job, and it's a matter of just being there, doing the right things, succeeding in to see all the production going well. We're talking movies, but there are also all the studios that are producing TV shows. Apple is shooting this humongous TV show right now in Montreal.
Really?
Yeah.
Do we know the title? Do we know what it is?
I think it's called. I'll try to remember.
Yeah.
It changed name twice, so I'm not sure.
Gotcha.
But also, Amazon is producing, Netflix is producing, but Netflix is also greenlighting local production, which is very great news that we got recently. Because what we want at the end of the day, as a province, as a country, is being able to produce our own shows. For those major studios, those major streamers, and that's where everybody's aiming. Because when you do just servicing, you don't own any IPs. It's not yours. You're just making money on the service side. But what you want to do is produce your own movies, your own TV shows, and the IPs belongs to you.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes I say to myself, it's pretty incredible. I look at content coming out of South Korea and how it's becoming worldwide smash hits, and I say, maybe Canada needs to do a little bit more of that. We're with Antonello Cozzo, Vice President of Attraction Production House right here in Montreal. Now, Antonello, you signed a big deal with Netflix for that type of local production, telling stories from here. I just want to know, how's that deal going? How's that progressing?
It's going pretty well. It's a very good relationship. It's actually a strong, trustworthy relationship. We greenlit a first show. It's the documentary on the Expos that was announced a couple of weeks ago. We have a couple of feature films in development. We're looking to do a much more. They're aggressive. They want to do more. But they're like any big studios. They want good content. They're thorough in the content. They're doing their job. They're going through the details and giving us notes. And hopefully we'll have maybe one or two movies going on next year. But it's on a good path. And
Antonello, I got to tell you, I used to work for the Expos last 3 seasons that they were in the city. So the production team behind that project had reached out to me previously, and I'm doing an interview with them. It's sometime in July where I'm going to meet with the team, and I'll be interviewed for that documentary. Probably end up on the cutting room floor. Maybe I'll use 10 seconds of it, but you know what I mean. So I'm very excited about that. Just on that project, and of course, obviously I've got that personal connection, is when that story came out, okay? I don't know if you saw the social media stuff.
I know, it's crazy.
People went crazy about that. So with that in mind, Netflix, obviously they want to tell local stories, but there does seem to be like a at least North America-wide interest in that. Is that project, is it going to be just in French, bilingual? What is it looking like right now?
No, it's going to be really, really international. And you know what Netflix just realized is that, they didn't realize that. They know that when a production, feature film, TV series, documentary, whatever, has a strong success in the local market, the chance of being an international success are much, much more greater. If the show is good in the local market, it can have legs to reach an international. If the show is lame on the local market, it will never reach anywhere. So what they're shooting for is strong IPs for local markets to be able to promote them internationally. That's what happened with the Squid Games. That's what happened with Japan. That's what happened with Narcos. When they do something strong in the country, and it's normal, because the best thing we do is things we know about. I cannot write a Scandinavian thriller because I'm not Scandinavian. I'm a local guy. I'll write a Quebec thriller. If I do it right, and it's got legs and it's a success, then the chances of being internationally acclaimed are much greater.
Is there a sense of excitement that Expos documentary could be one of those types of hits?
Oh, we sure hope so. And it's not the only one. We're just about to announce a few more good news in the weeks to come. But I think that was the first piece of the puzzle that we put into place.
Well, yeah. Finish your thought. Sorry.
I was about to say the important bit of it is trust. When a studio, a streamer trusts a production company, then they can build on a straight, transparent relationship. And when you believe that your partner is able to do something and you let him go and you let him express full-fledged of his talent, that's when you can actually get a success.
Antonello, we'll be watching. Great to hear about how everything is progressing for Attraction and for the scene here in Montreal in general. Thanks so much for joining us.
Likewise, my friend.
Antonello Cozzo is Vice President of Attraction.